Good morning, girls. What's happening?
Good morning. On this beautiful sunny Sunday morning, I'm trying to play ball with Tinks and she won't give me the ball. Give, and fetch. There you go. So, here we are on this lovely, what is going to be quite a hot day.
It is very warm, yes.
It's beautiful now, but it's about to get very hot and I'm about to cover my plants or my hydrangeas with their shade cloth. But before we do, I thought we might have a bit of a chat about this front garden. This is our front garden and it gets the full force of the heat.
Yeah.
So I've tried to design these circle beds around the garden. I did it a couple of years ago.
We've got
so we've got
4 circle beds.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's right. We had 3 trees in this garden and just grass. And that grass looked awful in summer because it died, and that was it. It was the yellow grass and some trees. Mm-hmm. And obviously the beds around the fence line. So I found I think I stole an idea actually really from my brother who had some circle beds in his garden.
Which brother?
Well, it doesn't matter. James.
Just so they can say, it was me.
I'm sure James would be interested in that. So I decided to put these circle beds under the 3 trees we had, and add the 4th.
Look at that magnolia tree.
It is beautiful.
Where did that come from?
It's especially gorgeous in spring when it has its massive pink flowers that just cover the tree completely.
It's pretty amazing.
That was put in the 80s, I think. I think it was a present from one of my other brothers to my mum, because it used to be her tree. Then I evened it out with a 4th bed over here and put a crepe myrtle, which is over here, in. So this is our 4th tree. I actually initially put in a golden rubinia. However, that grew very tall and I didn't realise that when I was planting it, it was right under the electricity wire. So we had to get rid of that.
Yep.
And put this in, which is a much smaller tree, which is fantastic. Mm-hmm. So anyway, the reason for the beds is to have...
Can I just ask,
yes.
Sorry to interrupt, was it grafted from this fella over here?
It was grafted from this fellow over here. This I bought.
Yeah.
And this is fantastic. Crepe myrtles are fantastic because they have quite horizontal roots and little suckers, I don't know if they're suckers or little trees, little shoots grow up, and you can pull them out basically and plant them somewhere else. So I've got crepe myrtles around the back garden as well. I love crepe myrtles. They have the most beautiful flowers. Yep. This one is going to be in pink flower very soon. Lovely big pink flowers, and you can get all sorts of different varieties of crepe myrtles. They have the most beautiful bark after a couple of years, golden bark. It's absolutely gorgeous in autumn.
Lovely.
So that's the crepe myrtle.
Yep.
And then we have these garden beds, which we were talking about, the circle beds, which means less grass, so less dead-looking garden.
They're very beautifully planned. What do you think about when you're when you're placing plants or designing? For instance, let's have a look at this one and tell me about what went into the planning of this bed.
Well, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of planning, apart from the fact that, you think about the size of the plant, how tall it's going to be, the colour of the plant, the colour of the flowers that are going to be on it, the shape, and whether it likes the heat or doesn't like the heat. So I've got lavenders in here, I've got Japanese wind anemones that go crazy, but they've got the most beautiful flower in late summer, February I think we get the flowers, beautiful pink or white flowers. We've got euphorbias, which also have gorgeous flowers. They flower in spring. I've got lots of lamb's ears. So lamb's ears are good because they're small, they're short, low ground cover.
Yeah.
And I love that, that lighter green. Mm-hmm. It depends really. I like to have obviously silvers and greys and greens, light greens with dark greens. So it's just all about making sure you don't have a whole lot of massive dark and a massive light.
Yeah.
And some ground cover here. There's a gap here which we need to fill. I haven't managed to fill that properly yet. I'll probably get a salvia and put it in there. Okay. In the meantime, it's got my sister-in-law Penny's butterfly that she gave me for Christmas in there, which is lovely.
Is there anything special about these other ones, or is the design philosophy much the same?
Much the same. It's just dependent on where the sun is and what they like. So I tend to put things in, and then if they don't work, I move them around somewhere else. Okay. Give them a year or two, and if they're suffering, then I move them. That's really my philosophy, and I think most people probably do that. It's a matter of trial and error.
It looks beautiful.
And I've just got my pea straw and my lucerne straw in there.
We've talked about the pea straw.
Yes, we didn't talk about the lucerne straw. Pea straw is great for vegetables and herbs. Lucerne straw is good for shrubs, most shrubs, but the pea straw I've just found out is really more for the vegetables and the herbs, and the lucerne is really good for everything else.
Right.
Just learnt that one.
Great.
There you are, that's it.
So this one's pea straw. Because you're talking to the uninitiated here, so that's pea straw.
This is all pea straw because I've only just found the lucerne, so I'm sure the pea straw is good for
Can we
everything
see some lucerne? Is it down
The
somewhere?
lucerne is out the back. I only managed to get a little bit of it.
Oh,
from
we'll have a look
Bunnings.
at the lucerne next
It looks
week.
the same. It looks the same.
Okay.
But I just learnt that. That's my new
Revelation.
revelation. Thank you very much. We now need to stop and put the shade cloth onto the hydrangeas because it's getting hot.
Oh, yes. Well, I can see that the sun has
This is what I'm about to do.
had
Start
its detrimental effect on these flowers. So you use the shade cloth?
Yeah, it's not perfect, but it's better than nothing.
Okay. Well, on that note, because we're covering them up, we will say sayonara.
Sayonara. Lovely to speak to you again. Bye.